questions you need to ask to that lady you want to settle down with before you propose to her. Yeah, my adorable kings in the building. Today's video, we're going to be telling you few questions you have to ask your partner before you propose to her. On the other hand, as a woman, you also need to ask your partner these questions before you accept the proposal. So we are here to actually get your back covered, to avoid you making a mistake in making choice of lifetime partner, because marriage is supposed to be a lifetime decision, a lifetime choice. In my place, whatever you choose out of marriage, it is said that you remain with it to the rest of your life. So my adorable kings in the building, this video is actually going to help you a lot, especially those of you diaspora based kings who are about settling down, tying the knot, who want to embark on the journey of choosing a life partner. This video is going to give you insight and tips of you to know the things you actually need to find out before you say, will you marry me, to that young lady who you might have been talking to for a long period of time. Maybe you met her online, or you have fully have started dating her, but for a long period of time you are not close to her. There are things you don't know about her family, there are things you don't know about her culture, there are things you don't know about her personality, beliefs and all that. And it is quite advisable that before you actually propose to her, you should know all these little things to avoid had I know on the long run. Before you go ahead asking this question, I will encourage you to be systematic, apply wisdom, or use any strategy that will make your partner understand where you are coming from, understand the fact that you are just asking this question for you to know her better, or for you to know him better. Okay, because if you did not actually do all this, it might be misinterpreted. So number one question you should ask that your partner is what he or she know about knacking. Yeah, what do you know about knacking? How well can you do it? How often can you do it? Like, let the person just tell you, what do you know about knacking? Quackology, like bangology. Ask the person, because you need to know if the person know very much about knacking. Okay, when last, how long she actually had the experience. It will help you to know if this person is really into knacking. If the person is a virgin, this is when you got to know. If the person has this virgin, this is when you got to know. And if actually the person is not a virgin, you can actually ask the person, when last do you have intimacy time with anyone? You're gonna make it look like something she will be free to answer, or he would also feel free to answer. That is why you have to soften the ground, either by presenting a gift, or getting the environment decorated in such a happy mood, or maybe make it look as if you guys are playing a game of knowing each other. I can actually suggest for you, for you to actually get what you want to know, is maybe telling the person to prepare 10 questions or more about things he or she want to know about you, and you are going to prepare your own. When you ask, the person asks, and that is it. Because if you actually do this, the person will understand that you both are just playing a game, or just asking this question in order for you to know each other better. Number two question you have to ask is, have you been traumatized sexually before? Have you been abused sexually in any way before? So as for you to know the person's perception about knacking, because those of them who have negative or wrong approach especially at their first time. Those of them who are rape, who are disvirgin forcefully, always have this mindset, or they are always scared or not free when it has to do with pragmatic activities. So you need to know this to know how far and how much you're going to help that person to move on to actually forget about those negative thoughts that is governing his or her mentality, and you just help the person to rewash and reset the brain and mentality and perception the person had about knacking. Okay, because if you end up circling with somebody who have been traumatized in one way or the other without knowing, once in a while the person might put up this attitude, especially when it is bedtime, that will get you confused or that will be unpleasant to you. But you having understand that, yeah, this person also have problem or issue in that aspect, it will help you to calm down, put yourself together, and know how to help the person to move on, like to forget about those traumatized experience and accept knacking, because it is actually a food. Yeah, another thing you have to ask the person is about the frequency. Some of my gender can actually stay for 6 months, 3 months, 2 months without even one body scratching them, like them having the urge or feeling to knack. To know if the person is just preserved because he or she is not yet married, or the person have that mentality or total perception that knacking is not a food. Some people will tell you that sex is not a food, e no dey give money, is that and this time wey I go take find money, I go use and sit down dey knack and stuff like that. There are men like that who think their business, who prioritize their business or their source of income more than you as a woman, or more than the knacking time, you get. And you as a woman, you might be that one who always need attention, who will always want your man to knack you. Or as a man, your libido or testosterone level is always high, you always have arousal effect on your body, and you are going to settle with this woman who have this mentality of knacking no be food. You find out that it is a clear something, there is going to be a problem along the line. So you have to actually discuss it, talk about it. If it is something that can be amended at that initial stage, the person will start putting in work, start knowing and start understanding how important it is to knock on a regular. And you have to, if you love this person so much, you have to share some of our contents that actually educate people on how healthy it is to knack on a regular. We have a video right here on the channel that talks about health benefits of knacking, why you need to knack always. There are a lot of content here which you can actually search on this channel that will tell you a lot of benefits, friend benefits, reasons why you should actually knack your woman on a regular, and make sure you and your partner get to Jerusalem, release that fountain of water for you to be healthy and also active. So like we always say on our videos, knacking is a kind of medication, knacking is food, sex is food though. Life of every adult, when once you are mature, you need to be knacking, okay? And this is why our African parents, they need to carry marriage talk, play with marriage talk, because when once and you are grown to adulthood, they believe, whether male or female, they believe that you should chase money, invest in yourself, get source of income, and settle down with somebody, so as for you to be taking this medication. Our fathers, our grandparents, they really understand how healthy it is for you to be knack on a regular. To ask this person what he or she think about knacking during menstruation, for you to know if that man do you want to settle down with is the man that will always want to knock you even when you're misrating. Some people it might be yucky, why some people would not mind. They will tell you he doesn't mind, I wouldn't mind. So for you to know if your husband or your wife is that person that wouldn't mind you knocking him or her menstruation time, okay? Because a lot of people end up battling with themselves after they have actually settled down, when it is time for menstruation and one partner really need to knock. You get that? So you really need to discuss all this. What do you think about knocking during menstruation, during ovulation, stuff like that? You need to know this. Like seriously, it is very, very important so that you will not end up fighting with your partner over it over and over again. What thing you need to know, you need to ask her what does she think about knocking with light. Like some people don't like light reflection when they are knocking. When they want to knock, as they are offing their clothes, they are often switching off the light in the room. They want to knock their woman or they want their man to knock them when everywhere is dark. Why some people they don't feel comfortable, they want to see what they are eating, they want to be seeing your face so that they can read their facial expression, body language, and all that mean a lot to them in order for them to get to Jerusalem. Why some people when you on that light, nothing you they do wey go dey enter their body, especially those shy type, they no go feel free to free themselves to allow you to sit properly and then ride their Lamborghini or take them on a ride. So this is actually why you need to ask this little question that seems not to be important, but they are very, very vital. Another thing you need to ask is about culture. Yeah, do you have to ask little question about culture? Because there are some cultures that are actually having detrimental law or offenses, yeah, that guides married couple. Like something you should not try as a married woman, there are something you should not try as a married man from that locality. You need to be aware of it. Occasions in some rural areas, you don't marry a woman without paying her bride price completely. Just like on one of our video that we actually made with a Ghanaian, that video we actually talked about don't settle with an African woman. Okay, the Ghanaian lady actually made a point there that there's a tribe in Ghana where you don't settle with a woman unless you pay her bride price completely. The same thing applicable to some parts in my country. There are people that if you end up settling down, raising children with their daughter, living with her as your wife, God forbid she die in your house, till we marry her dead corpse, you will marry her times 2 or 3 depending on how mean the family member or the locality is about that. So you need to know all this, understand what you are actually embarking on. Okay, in some tribe, in some area, as a married man, you don't dare sleep outside. Infidelity is a no because of culture. The day you do it, you begin to have problem in that your home. Same thing applicable to some locality when it has to do with female gender. As a woman, a married woman, you don't dare do anything stupid outside your marriage, because the day you will try it, I have actually switched on button for disaster in the marriage. Like for instance, in a place where my sister, one of my sisters, got married, if you actually separate with your partner, maybe you guys divorce officially or normally, and finally comes back together, maybe you settle your conflict and you both are coming back together to settle, you have to appease the gods. Because if you don't do that as a woman and you mistakenly visit that your husband's family, you drink water there, the person will just run mad instantly or stuff like that. That is how it is in their own culture, and that is their tradition. The journey, understand the journey you are actually embarking on. There are a lot of things and things like that, or hidden tradition or deadly traditions like that, that you really need to know, you know. Yeah, another thing you need to ask your partner is their knocking frequency, SES frequency. With this, you're going to know if that your partner is that type of partner that will always deny you of your conjugal right, give you 1001 excuses why you should not knack her, always give you I'm not in the mood attitude, I'm not healthy, I'm stressed up attitude. Or if she's those type that understand clearly that knacking a routine is a medication, it's food, it's nutrient, like if you actually get to know all this, you will know if that person is going to be compatible, or one of those people who will be giving you access to her body once in a blue moon. Some people in their marriage, they stay up to 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, 1 month, 2 months before they knock each other, which is not supposed to be like that. You as a married couple should be knocking yourself on a regular, because there are a lot of health benefits that that comes with that. And if you are the type that have high libido, you will know if that person is going to be compatible. And also, if your woman is the type that have high libido or high level of testosterone, you also got to understand all that before you settle with that person, because these little things are those things, small shit with a spoil nyash in marriage. These small things, minor issues, are what will pile up to turn to up to a bigger problem or even disaster in marriage. Okay, so to avoid it, it's better you discuss it at the early stage of that relationship, for you to know. It's just like setting boundary for you to know your left from your right. Okay, person, another question, very important question is, are you watching porn? Do you like watching porn? With this question, your intention, you want to find out, is for you to know if that person is addicted to pornography. As such, you're going to ask some other little questions from her response for you to know if she's a lesbian, if your guy is a gay. This question is very important, but you have to start asking that person by asking that person if he or she watch porn. Yeah, the next question is, what do you think about introducing vibrators, that is adult toys, those knacking toys that can help you enhance knacking? You ask the person for you to know, because some people might actually need that for them to actually get to orgasm, and some people on the other hand might be addicted to that without you knowing it. And these things are one of the things they do on a secret. Maybe they are used to read and they don't want you to know. But if you are free to ask that person, you are systematical enough to ask that person to break, for you to know if that person is exposed to that or addicted to that or will accept that and all that. The next question is, how else do you think you can actually have intimacy with that? It's possible that you people will be in a distant marriage, like as a diaspora base, you might have in mind to get married to her, leave her and travel back to base. What do you think? How do she or he think you both are going to be making up, freedom for having intimacy time with each other without having to knock yourself physically, like stuff like that? You need to know, so that you know if this person is actually the kind of person that can give in to audio knacking, because it's not everybody that will be free to do all those that people do on phone, them system knacking. Not be everybody